Chapter 7: Amazing Skills. The undergarment, as the name implied, was an old-style fabric worn by ladies in the ancient times and was used to cover their chest area. It was also called a tube top. As he heard the aunt explaining, he became momentarily shocked. Everybody thought that it was strange of him, and under their judgeful and disgusted expressions, he kept his pride and walked straight. He used the patched-up blanket as a cape, enhancing his gusto and bravery by draping it over his shoulders like a big general. After a difficult walk to the entrance, he went back to the area of Xiao Ru's house. Shuqiu's face turned red as he stared down at himself. His mind was wandering to Xiao Ru's beautiful appearance and petite figure. Damn it! No, no, no. I can't continue thinking of that. You sit back down now and stop standing. Qiu scolded himself in his mind and pressed down his little brother, which was about to have a raging erection. He quickly walked to a small pond in the distance, placed his clothes on the shore and splashed into the water. He was washing the medicinal ointment off his body, and at the same time, he was concentrating his thoughts back on the system. He concentrated and opened the system. His personal stats were being shown to him again. Host, Qiu. Cultivation stage, Foundation building stage 1, small progress. Experience points, 202,000. Acting tough points, 25 points. Skill path, beginner's level. Job class, none. Position, consort prince of the East Wilderness, Fire Country. I only have 25 acting tough points. When can I achieve the intermediate level for my skill? Qiu sighed anxiously in his mind. At the same time, he opened the system store and viewed the cultivation techniques category. He was stunned at what followed. Previously, he didn't notice the exchange goods in the system store that much, since he thought that they were too expensive and couldn't afford them yet. But now, he realized that it wasn't that the skill path intermediate manual was expensive, but was because of the high skill level requirement it needs. The high price was thus justifiable. The system store categorized the skill paths into various classes, ranking from highest to lowest classes. The yellow rank skills required 1 to 5 acting tough points. The black rank skills required 5-10 acting tough points. The Earth class skills required 10 to 20 acting tough points. But for the Sky rank skills, the required acting tough points were more than 20 points. All the way to as high as 200 points. For the current skill path he was training, for the pages at Sky rank were of very premium value. The beginner to intermediate pages of this skill each require 100 acting tough points, but when he reached the advanced writings, it costed a whole 200 acting tough points. On top of that, there were other ranks besides the Sky, Earth, Black, and Yellow rank skills, but they were locked up and the names cannot be seen. Qiu tried to check those but instead received a system message, host's privilege level not sufficient. Skills are not available to you yet. Interesting. He didn't lose hope. Instead, he felt more excited and looked forward to seeing what this ultimate acting tough, face-slapping system can do, knowing that there were even higher ranked skills than the Sky rank. He reopened the yellow rank skills and something came to his mind. Although I am currently training this skill, I am still lacking battle magic skills which will benefit me in combat. I have to find a suitable skill to train. Low 9 swords? Fuck. This kind of skills are only yellow rank. Qiu became increasingly astonished as he was browsing the skill books. But then he came into realization that this low 9 sword skill was a battle skill from the world of heroes, but he was right here in the world of immortals. The skill was no match for the immortals in this world. He skipped the yellow rank skills and opened the black rank skills. What caught his eye was a skill book and was going for very cheap. It costed only 5 acting tough points, and its description stated that this skill required the use of internal forces, but when combined with fire element spiritual chi, its potential can be fully utilized and its power was unmatched. Qiu's eyelids jumped and became tempted. However, he suppressed his impulsiveness and continued browsing other skills for now. Dark Eye Sword Art? Nah. Name doesn't feel aggressive enough. Flame Magic. Triple Flamed Blade Art. Wood Element Skill? Golden Quake Fist. Damn it. All the names aren't aggressive enough. How can I act tough with those lame skill names? After a duration of continued browsing, Qiu continued to shake his head in disapproval. Although all the skills costed as much as, he couldn't care less about the extent of its combat prowess. He determined since the start that the name was the most important factor. The tougher the name of the skill, the better it was for acting tough. As he continued browsing, Qiu was still unable to find a satisfactory skill name. He might as well check the Earth class skills out. The hell? Qiu almost jumped out of the pool he was in. My God! This system also sold skills from previously famous novels and each one costed only 10 acting tough points. Good. This is way too good. Qiu was never this excited. He continued to browse the class and each name he saw excited him even further. Most of the skills from the Earth class were from the main characters in novels. Damn, and even some skills of villains could be bought. Originated from caster's battle skill, low-tier skill of Earth class. Once mastered, the waves from the skill can split mountains and can move along with the caster's gestures. Selling price, 10 acting tough points. Originates from caster's strength level, low-tier skill of Earth class. Total of 3 executions. Thunder Dash, Thunder Dodge, Lightning Haste. Originated from caster's battle skill, mid-tier skill of Earth class. Seeks to unite attack and defense in one move, can be used for attack and retreating for defense. Split into 3 modes. Firebreak, which engulfs caster in bodily flames. 6 Unity Fire, when in training, the caster can conjure a lake of magma anytime to use as a source of power. If the caster has adequate physical power, he will be able to ride freely on magma waves and create magma waves as well. During training, if the caster discovers that magma no longer leaves a mark on him, that means he has already reached the next level. Once mastered, attack and defense will be 1, and once they are in balance, no one will be able to touch the caster. Selling price, 15 acting tough points. Originated from a page of an Immortal Arts book, high-tier skill of Earth class. Draws out the heaven and earth forces from the lightning energy present in the skies, entering into caster's body and exponentially increases the speed of gathering of one's personal energy. This hard to control but powerful magic causes lightning to directly enter the caster's body. Normal casters cannot tame this magic and therefore cannot train with it. Selling price, 20 acting tough points. Book by book, Qiu was dazzled and he opened his mouth at the sheer intensity of the descriptions. There were so many kinds of skills from novels. Acting tough points must be gained. Any skills here would intimidate the opponent. However, to Qiu, choosing 1 or 2 of these skills amongst this lot was a chore. Finally, he overcame his struggles and ultimately decided on a skill book. One which was a high-level tier from the Earth class. Its name was... Why didn't he choose Flame Devouring Wave or 6 corporeal forms? Simple reason, not enough acting tough points. After buying the skill, one must still buy the greatsword required. If not, the skill cannot be used in its entirety. Previously, he saw these greatswords being sold in the premium bundle at the system store and the cheapest one went for 50 acting tough points. How could he afford it? Lightning energy magic is even worse due to having the need to wait for sky lightning to descend to be able to train that skill. This was straightaway rejected by Qiu. As a result, he had no choice but to buy the skill as a defense skill. He thought that he will be able to get the other skill book sooner or later. Of course, this soaring dragon 9 transformations wasn't just a casual pick. This skill was recognized by the system to be a high-level Earth-class skill, costing at 20 acting tough points, explaining its possible potential to become powerful. The dragon soars over the 4 seas, erupting in 9 main transformations. First form, energy is released. Obliterates the weak. Second form, uses twice the amount of explosive energy. Obliterates the weak. Third form, uses thrice the amount of explosive energy. Obliterates the weak. Fourth form, uses 4 times the amount of explosive energy. Ninth form, uses 9 times the explosive energy, calls out the rain and the winds and summons the 9 dragons. Destruction will be otherworldly. Ch.7 was clear that the nature of such power was unimaginable and a force to be reckoned with in any universe. Hence, Ch.7 chose this skill book as it is the best option for self-protection and repelling enemies, especially now that he wasn't fully trained up yet. Ding! Do you want to exchange for? Yes. Ch.7 responded. Swoosh! At the same time, a ray of golden light flashed past his eyes as he felt a chill down his spine. When he reopened his eyes, he could feel the knowledge of a new skill. He felt reborn, but it didn't felt strange to him at all. Opening up his character page, there were some changes. Host, Ch.7. Cultivation level, Foundation building stage level 1, small progress. Acting tough points, 5 points. Cultivation technique. Beginner level. Ability, progress 0%, controls up to first form. Job class, none. Contently nodding, Ch.7 rubbed his chin and felt that this 20 acting tough points was worth it. For the 5 acting tough points left, he decided to not touch it for the time being. In the event he became injured again, he could use those points to add into his regeneration rate. Once these were done, Ch.7 proceeded to open his system package again. His heart was filled with anticipation. That big growth gift bag. What exactly is in it? Chapter 8, Big Growth Gift Pack. The system's inventory worked the same as the ones in gaming interfaces. The contents of the packs were all stored in the inventory grids. On the other hand, the valuable skills he had previously stolen from the Celestial Sect safe were all transferred in another deposit storage. Ch.7 stared at the pack, labeled Big Growth Gift Pack, and grinned from ear to ear. According to the description on the Big Growth Gift Pack, he roughly understood its usage. Every increase with cultivation level, he will get a shot at opening a gift pack. Which means that, after he opens it this time, the next time he could open another one was after the foundation building stage, which was the core bearing stage, and another time would be at the golden core stage. In addition, every time he opened the gift pack, he could get many useful random item prizes. Ch.7 felt that his luck today wasn't that bad and decided to open the gift pack. Do you want to open the Big Growth Gift Pack? The system asked. Yes. Ch.7's reply lacked confidence due to him feeling a little nervous. What prize could it be? A pretty lady as my bodyguard? A divine equipment? Or even a strong old man as a combat companion were viable options. With intense anticipation, the system flashed past several rays of light, followed by sounds of the system message beeps. Ding! Congratulations to host Ch.7 on unlocking a new privilege. Recycling function activated. Ding! Congratulations to host Ch.7 on acquiring a disguise puppet X1. Ding! Congratulations to host Ch.7 on acquiring beginner's divine escape emblem X1. Ch.7 was shocked. What the hell? Where is my beautiful female bodyguard? My divine equipment? My old grandpa companion? All these crap and they dare to call this a big gift pack? All his 3 wishes went down the drain. Ch.7 was very disappointed, but he continued to focus his attention on the disguise puppet in the inventory. Disguise puppet, disguises as another party with 100% accuracy and copies any posture or habits. However, the strength is not copied. Duration, 2 hours. Disguise targets are limited to infant transformation stage cultivation stages and below. Damn! A typical device for acting tough. Ch.7 exclaimed. From his memories of the consort prince, he was very clear on the happenings of this cultivation stage. It starts from Chi refining stage followed by these 9 different cultivation stages: foundation building stage, core bearing stage, golden core stage, original infant stage, infant transformation stage, void training stage, body unity stage, crossing calamity stage, and Mahayana, the great vehicle stage. There were a total of 10 cultivation stages, and every cultivation stage is split into another 10 smaller sublevels. Therefore, the infant transformation stage is considered very strong in this universe. An example is the current emperor of the Fire Country, who is in the infant transformation stage. The clan leader of Celestial sect is also said to be of the infant transformation stage. With this disguise puppet, Ch.7 thought that if he could disguise as an infant transformation stage individual, he could act tougher and gain even more act tough points. Too bad this item only lasts for 2 hours. If only it can last for a year or longer. He shook his head in regret and focused again in his inventory. In the inventory, other than the piece of beginner's divine escape emblem and the big growth gift pack, there was nothing else. Oh, I almost forgot. The first item from the gift pack wasn't an item. Was it a recycling function of some sort? Ch.7 slapped his head, suddenly realizing something, and then commanded the system, "Quickly run me through the new function I just got." Ding! Recycling function provides you with a recycling service. Any weapons, potions, skills, etc. can be recycled by the system, converts it back to an essence of the corresponding item category and refunds back to you. Valuable items can be directly converted into act tough points. Below shows the explanation in detail. After repeated explanations from the system, Ch.7 finally grasped the new function. It said recycling, but swallowing items seemed to be a more suitable word. In summary, if we give a flying sword to the system, it will dismantle the item, recreates an essence equivalent to the item rank, and stores it in the equipment refining essence pool, which can be used to raise the rank of other equipments. If a medicinal item was recycled by the system, it will be converted into a medicine refining essence and similarly be stored in the medicine refining essence pool, which can be used to raise the quality and purity of medicine and spirit potions. However, if a skill path technique was being recycled, it will be converted to a skill refining essence which can speed up the mastery of skill levels. On the other hand, the essence cannot be used in human cultivation stages and above. Simply put, Ch.7's training of Soaring Dragon 9 transformations can be quickly leveled up by the use of these skill refining essence. However, it cannot be used on the ancient 5 elemental arts, as that counts as training a skill path, and this can only be done in humanoid and above cultivation stages. Even after reading all the explanations, Ch.7 wanted to shout bullshit. Originally, he wanted to get rid of the magic and skills he had previously stolen from the Celestial sect safe due to him having too many, and he absolutely cannot use them up all by himself. Anyhow, thanks to this recycling function, his powers would level up easily. Besides, he wasn't in a rush to get rid of the stuff he stole. He has to find some time to adequately filter out what he needed and what not before selling those he doesn't need to earn some silver and spirit stones. Besides, in this cultivation stage, silver and spirit stones are used for daily transactions. It would be wise to hold on to some currency for emergency use. Huff. No matter what happened, this round of opening was quite fruitful after all. Ch.7 breathed out as his face brimmed with a smile, for he was filled with joy. His little brother had also calmed down. Ch.7 proceeded to unwrap the red undergarment and gave it a thorough wash. With nobody around, he quickly climbed upshore, shook his body dry and changed into the light blue coarse hemp clothes given by Xiao Ru. He also bundled up his long and jet black hair with a towel. He looked refreshed and neat, armed with a smile backed with a composed and gentle temperament. His nature occurred from the fact that he was a prince consort in the palace, living the royal life for the past 6 years and also drinking many types of immortal elixirs. The mere coarse hemp clothes couldn't mask his royal persona. Shu Qiu was pleased with his current and new appearance. He strongly felt that if he was on Earth, his style would be unique and would top even the world of the entertainment industry. Holding on to Xiao Ru's red undergarment, Shu Qiu headed off in the direction of her house. On the road, he met several villagers who were all giving him a smile of respect for courageously defeating the wild beast. Shu Qiu reacted by shyly smiling, waving his hand while humbly expressing that he will defeat any amount of wild beasts. All the villagers gave him a thumbs up of approval. However, when everyone directed their attention on the red undergarment, they gave him winks while revealing meaningful smiles. Shu Qiu lifted his head up high, stood upright akin to a nobleman and advanced in high spirits. One of the bratty kids, while wiping his snot, shouted, "Big brother, my mum said that the cloth in your hands are called undergarments and they are female only." Villagers laughed in harmony and added, "Little brother, don't take it seriously. He is only a kid and doesn't know much. We wholeheartedly understand your plight." "Understand your sister?" Shu Qiu slightly grinned from the corner of his mouth and fled. Damn it! That embarrassment this time is overwhelming. Luckily, the villagers here were all friendly and kind-hearted and didn't misunderstand him as an undergarment stealer. My reputation is at stake here. Shu Qiu tearfully went back to Xiao Ru's house. Creak, the wooden door was pushed open. Xiao Ru was holding onto the blanket that he had worn, preparing to wash it. The blanket had to be washed as it was still stuck with the smell of his pungent ointment. Yet, the moment she saw Shu Qiu, her whole face flushed red again, especially since he was holding on to her undergarment. She almost wanted to run back into her house to hide. Shu Qiu ran over, took the blanket from her hands, and mockingly said, "Let me do it. You should leave such manual labor to me." After finishing his sentence, he sneaked the undergarment onto Xiao Ru's hands. She blushed even more and stuttered. Shu Qiu wanted to reply, but a loud noise came from the direction of the village entrance, and in between the noises, there were sounds of bickering, similar to that of people arguing. Shu Qiu momentarily frowned and thought, oh no. Could it be that the wild beast is back? Xiao Ru, wait here and I will check it out. He finished and dashed off towards the entrance. Hold on. Xiao Ru promptly called out, but Shu Qiu was already gone. She bit down on her lip and kept the undergarment. She then followed Shu Qiu since she was worried. Chapter 9, The Strength of the Dragon is Unparalleled. At this moment, Pan Shan village entrance. Several villagers were crowded near the wild beast's dead carcass. They were armed with hoes, their faces filled with hatred and reluctance as they stared at a group of men on the opposing side. The dozen of men across them didn't look like local Pan Shan villagers, and the head of the group was a tough and stocky-built man. His hand held a big wood chopper. He resembled a devilish fiend. Facing the Pan Shan villagers, he shouted, "If you all don't get out of the way, don't blame me, the Big Panther, for being ruthless." Pan Shan villagers rebuked, "You waterback villagers are too much. We, the villagers, brought the tiger ox beast down and you people dare to claim it as your kill." Big Panther sneered, "You are asking me why do I dare to claim this kill? Let me tell you people, this tiger ox beast ran here from our village and was by all means our village's responsibility. Now that it's been killed by you people, you all are lucky that I didn't ask for any compensation. Yet you still dare to claim it as yours. What a load of shit. The mountains are full of the tiger ox. What proof do you have that it came from your village? You people are open snatching our kill. Hee hee? So what if I am snatching? I will definitely do it, and those who don't agree can fight me. Big Panther laughed sarcastically and waved the big chopper aggressively, creating sounds from slashing the air. The Pan Shan villagers momentarily blanked out and inevitably retreated a few steps. This Big Panther was from the neighboring Waterback village. He was the son of the village's chief. He possessed godly latent talent, trained in a martial arts school and learned the kung fu. His skills were top-notch. The Pan Shan villagers who were up against him were slightly terrified. Hee, are you all scared? Just obediently hand over the beast and save the beating. Big Panther mockingly laughed. Still, the Pan Shan villagers were insistent on not giving way and stood their ground in front of the beast carcass. One of them timidly spoke out, "The tribute day is only in a few days, and if this time we don't meet up to the immortal elder's expectations, we will be duly punished. We absolutely cannot afford to give way." "That's right. We'll all die anyway. Might as well fight it out with Big Panther." "Right. Men, let's hold the front and quickly go find others to help us." "Yes." One of them immediately nodded, turned, and dashed towards the inner village. Big Panther couldn't care less and jeered at the fact that one of them dashed to ask for backup. Hee, it's no use even if you ask for help. You Pan Shan village have less than 20 men and you people are obviously no match for Panther Boss. Why do you all resist? Ah. You all are such ignorant fools. The Waterback villagers ridiculed them continuously. Big Panther also followed with grim laughs. He waved his large knife, rested it on his shoulder and said, "You people dare to call for help? Looks like you guys don't know my prowess unless I show you my blade skills." Without another second's delay, Big Panther dashed towards the defenseless villagers. That big chopper looked at least 50 over kilograms but did not affect his speed in the slightest bit. In a split second, he rushed in front of the villagers and swung his sword towards them. The few villagers' expression fell as they hurriedly lifted up their hose and positioned it in front of them. However, with Big Panther's natural god strength, he swung his blade, causing a loud bang sound, breaking the villagers' hose and knocking all of them flying off their feet. Pom! Akin to being knocked back by a wild beast, the few villagers landed on the ground with a thud. Their faces became pale and coughed out fresh blood. A mere blade was able to cause these few able-bodied men to sustain heavy damage. The Waterback villagers momentarily cheered together. "Nice! Boss Panther, nice shot! What earth-shaking power! Ha ha! Pan Shan villagers don't know what's good for them. With our boss godly powers, he can even take down God or Buddha. Yeah! We tried to be nice but you all didn't take the offer. We guessed that all of you had incurred our boss' wrath." Big Panther loved the ongoing flattery by his fellow villagers, growing complacent by the minute. "Screw your dogshit of a mother! What kind of trash dare to make trouble at my Pan Shan village? Is he courting death?" Angry yelling could be heard. The Waterback villagers' boastful celebration was ended prematurely. Big Panther's expression changed and directed his attention towards the village entrance. What he saw was a figure with a coarse hemp clothing with a head wrapped with a white towel, resembling that of a handsome-looking young man advancing towards them. "Q has arrived." While on his way, he had already seen Big Panther clashing with the few villagers and saw them fly. He was furious. "Damn you! How dare you bastards bully these humble villagers? And you are doing it in front of me, Q. Little doll, were you scolding me?" After witnessing Q's skinny frame, Big Panther's moody expression momentarily revealed a sinister grin. Q laughed sarcastically. "Don't worry, it wasn't only you. I was referring to the whole lot of them too. Utter trash." The scene was oddly familiar. The injured villagers were stunned and while staring blankly at Q, they felt thankful. What a mouth on this little guy. He is able to scold someone with such sincerity. Following was the group of waterbag villagers bursting out in anger, pointing at Q while cursing. Bitch! Son of a bitch! Where did this little doll come from? Is he looking to die? Boss, this chap is asking for it. Let us take care of it. While scolding, they pulled up their sleeves, ready to brawl with Q at any minute. Young master, don't be rash. A petite silhouette can be seen scurrying towards the entrance and worriedly shouting from afar. Q turned and looked. It was Xiao Ru. The waterback villagers saw Xiao Ru and were stunned. What a fresh-looking lady! What the hell? Since when did Pan Shan village have such beautiful women? The person who marries this lady is damned lucky. The waterback villagers were discussing amongst themselves. Big Panther's eyes glittered and thirstily stared at Xiao Ru. Turns out that Pan Shan village have such a fresh lady hidden. I must take her back to my village. Xiao Ru was frightened pale and instinctively hid behind Q pulling his sleeves. She whispered, Young master, don't be rash. Someone had already called Second Brotherlong and others for help. Don't be scared. Q warmly smiled. He reached out his hand and gently rubbed the top of her head. He replied softly, these people were spouting bullshit. Let me teach them a lesson. Ba-dum, Xiao Ru froze and her tiny heart was beating quicker by the second. When she regained her composure, she found out that Q had already sped off, moving further and further. Don't! Xiao Ru cried out. Still, Q was already waving his fists in front of Big Panther, bearing a cold, icy grin at the side of his lips. Initially, I was wrecking my brains on where to test the prowess of my soaring dragon 9 transformations, and since you people have shown up looking for trouble, I might as well test it. Boom! Upon fully releasing the soaring dragon's 9 transformation skill, Q's body abruptly emitted a bang sound, with water element spiritual chi activating all over his body. A dragon was shaped and sent upwards from the Dantian. HMPH. Ignorant little prick, I'll destroy you. Big Panther let out a war cry, lifted his big chopper and dashed in Q's direction. The next moment, he was scared stiff. He could only see a faint, blue light aura rushing from Q's body hovering into the air, forming a gigantic, blue dragon. The dragon was baring its fangs and branding its claws while circling above Q in a spiral motion. A tremendous feeling of dominance and arrogance emitted from the dragon, enveloping the whole area. Soaring Dragon 9 Transformations, First Form. Q deeply groaned, clenched his fist and sent it towards Big Panther's big chopper. Whale Tilda? Along with the power of the dragon, his fist landed heavily at the tip of the blade. Next, a trembling dang could be heard and the chopper broke on the spot. Like a broken kite, Big Panther was sent flying. He spat out fresh blood, flew in a parabolic motion before finally landing heavily on the ground. He twitched twice and stopped moving. Everybody was flabbergasted. The scene was in a gloomy state as everything went silent. Want to keep listening? Find the full novel on Arcwave at arcwave.app. Clean audio chapters and your progress saved across devices.